Well, good morning and welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Steve Van Meter. I'm your senior minister, and we're so happy to welcome you here this morning. We know you have a lot of different places you can be, but you found yourself here. You made it. And at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. And we have some announcements for you this morning. So Paula, let's hear some announcements.
Thank you, Reverend Steve and Dave. There is an Earth Day celebration and blessing planned by the Pop Group. It will take place on April 22nd, which is this Thursday, Earth Day, at the Raptor Creek Farms. Help us celebrate this farm and our beautiful Earth. All the details are in the news, in the e-news. Please call or email me as space is limited. Sherry Davis will be facilitating the class, The Creative Process in the Individual, an 8-week class from May 3rd through June 28th. We each use this divine right of creation, either consciously or unconsciously, as we create our lives. Sharing in that divine power to create what is good will open up a wonderful vista of possibilities. See the e-news for more information. Next Sunday, April 25th, Reverend Steve will share the pulpit with Reverend Wally White, who is the Minister of Unity in Greensboro, North Carolina. After studying unity principles with Reverend Dr. Della Reese-Lett in Los Angeles for 17 years, he became an ordained New Thought minister through the Pathways of Light Spiritual College, with a teaching based in A Course in Miracles. He is an actor, writer, singer, and minister. With all that's happened in this last year, many of us may be grieving. There may have been a profound loss of a loved one, our old way of life, a friend, a pet, a job, any loss that may now be affecting the way you want to show up in the world. Kim Bebo, practitioner and ministerial student, is starting a grief group. It is not a therapy group, but a group of individuals who would like to support each other using the principles and practices of science of mind to arrive at our best yet to be in our own time. The first meeting will be next Sunday, April 25th at 3 p.m. on Zoom. During the first meeting, we'll discuss our needs and the frequency of our meetings. Check your e-news for the Zoom link and join if you are so moved. The Wednesday evening services are continuing through April from 6:30 to 7. And there's also still the spiritual vitamin meditation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. And now join with Dave as we sing, We Are One.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Dave. It's so wonderful. My name is Kim Bebo, and I think it is so wonderful that we can still come together, have that unity of looking around the room as it is, looking around the little boxes on the screen, and knowing that we are one. I I am just feel blessed to be in this space, and I'd like everyone to read the gratitude. And Rhonda may or may not have. Oh, she does. I'm so glad. And if you'll read with me, I am so grateful there is only one life, and I move forward in it. Let's try that one more time. I am so grateful there is only one life, and I move forward in it. And today, the person who is holding the high watch for us, who is keeping us in prayer, is Karen Jordan. And if we were home in our center, she would be helping everyone with prayer after service. But in lieu of that, you can go online, and our prayer practitioners will pray if you send us a request for a prayer. And I think that I'm going to ask Dave if he'd like to play I Am Loved. Thank you, Dave. And if you'll read with me also the prayer for today. Everything in my life welcomes a realization of spirit. Everything in my life welcomes a realization of spirit. And as part of the meditation that I'd like to do today, if you can all just kind of close your eyes and settle in for a moment, taking a deep breath and knowing who you are with God in this moment. I don't know where this came from, but I read it often, almost every day. I will keep telling you that you are important, deserving, loving, intelligent, beautiful, creative, inspiring, brave, true, strong, and able, until you are finally able to realize it for yourself. And I will keep telling you this. And if we'll just take a moment, resting in the love of God that brings you to the realization of who you are. And as you come back into this room, knowing that who you are in love always is the spirit within. And Dave, you have some special music for us. And after that, Reverend Stephen will talk about Bless-itation. Maybe.
This
Thank
morning,
you.
I'd like to play a song for you from the book of Ecclesiastes. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time and a purpose for under heaven.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Dave. Wow. How beautiful is that? Well, turn, turn, turn. It's the season for turning and changing and growing, and sounds like our life, right? Well, our April theme is stepping into the unknown. And boy, we could have that as a theme for the year, couldn't we? And our talk title today is Bless-itation, like blessing and then having a hesitation, bless-itation. It's the combination of being blessed and then going, okay, now how is this a blessing? Where you have that hesitation right when you experience what you've always wanted to be, do, and have. You know, every new journey we choose to embark on is filled with excitement and anticipation. And there also may be feelings of hesitation sometimes. Especially, you know, I've found that as we're starting to rethink some things about reintegrating ourselves back into community, there's a little bit of hesitation, isn't there? There's just a little like, okay, how is this going to affect everybody? And how can I still protect myself? And this is a paradoxical state that is a combination of blessing and hesitation. As we travel along this road of life, we discover the blessings and our hesitation on our new path. Additionally, we have the opportunity to recognize the power of blessing whatever is before us and or triggers us, greeting it with curiosity. Sometimes instead of saying, "Oh, darn it," we say, "Oh, bless it." So what gifts are being discovered during these moments of bless-itation? You know, in our teaching, we envision humanity awakening to its own spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought, a world where every person discovers their own personal power and the ability to create an individual life that works within a life that works for everyone. Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote in What We Believe that we believe in the individualization of the spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. From our core concept of oneness, when we hesitate or experience hesitation on our path, it is a symptomatic of embracing separation. We need only to realign and remember our core concept that oneness is our nature. Oneness is our true nature. See, if God is all that is, then everything in our life is God, including ourselves. Doubt of the circumstances in our human experience is a calling for reconnection of our humanness with our spiritual sense. See, everything is a prayer request. The hesitation we experience in our life is a blessing, and it offers us that moment to reconnect, to remember the fundamental truth that God is all in our life. Even if we don't like it at the time or understand what's going on at the time, a lot of times we don't, we resist and we don't understand. But everything is pointing us to the fundamental principle of new thought. There isn't this life and God's life. There's only one life. So let us move forward with conviction. Let us have that moment of hesitation, feel the fear, and do it anyway. See, with God in our arena as who and what we are, how can we fail? So you may ask yourself, well, what about doubt? That feeling of, I will never finish this project, or will this time ever be over? We are never going to get it all done, okay? We are here for a X amount of time to do the best we can with what we have. But if we continue to work on the projects we're working on, they will get finished if we keep working on it. The doubt and hesitation only serves the stopping, only serves to slow us down. God has given you all that is needed. Trust and keep working, and completion will be your demonstration. There is always light at the end of the tunnel, even if it's just a pinpoint. Light is at the end of the tunnel. So bless-itation being a combination of blessing and hesitation. Here are a few questions for you about bless-itation. Where in your past can you look back and realize the evolution of spirit taking place when you didn't understand what was happening at the time? We've all had those moments where we went, oh my God, what is going on? If you're experiencing hesitation in your life, it is where we have forgotten to trust the power within us. Where are we placing our faith at that moment? See, if we truly trust, we will have that moment of hesitation and not let it overpower us. We need to move right back into our belief system, our BS belief system. As opposed to conditions changing or someone else doing something for us, we must become today, begin to move forward through this blessed hesitation. It's part of the experience. It's when we get stuck in the hesitation that we don't completely experience the blessing. The power of choosing gives us the power to choose again. Just because you made a decision one time doesn't mean you can't rethink it and make a new decision. When we hesitate because we don't know which way to go, sometimes we can just choose one way. Trust that there is enough information in that direction that is simply bringing you to be going in the right way. Sometimes we need to go in a direction that's not clear to find the direction that is. Oftentimes, we discern through action as opposed to knowing everything before we move. All of us can feel this connection when we look for it. So in conclusion, as we begin new things, we sometimes experience a joy of the newness and the hesitation of uncertainty. And that's all part of the blessing. The opportunity is to feel the hesitation and appreciate its value, but not to get stuck and allow it to impede our forward progress. So I invite you this week to take note of your blessing and hesitation, your bless-itation in life, and be fully present with them. Allow discernment to be your guide. As we begin to embody this teaching completely, our blessings begin to outweigh our hesitations. And so it is. Amen. So it's time to follow our teaching and go within and remember who we are. So let's bring ourselves to center here and remember that there is a power. It is always on. It is always moving through and as everything that is. Each one of us is a divine emanation of that power. I know that as blessings come forward in a constant experience, that we give great thanks for the hesitation that comes with it, knowing that that moves us into a deeper sense of our blessing, knowing that whatever may have come before us to give us that hesitation is also part of our blessing. So we give great thanks for the hesitation as we move into the blessing, into the revealing of truth, into the renewing of our minds through releasing what no longer works for us. I may not know what you're personally walking through today, but I know that the source energy, Christ consciousness, Great Spirit, God, whatever you choose to call it, is right in the midst of your situation. And right here and right now, let's activate that power. Let's turn our attention to what we believe the power of the infinite is. And as we do, something is activated. Something is ignited in our soul. We are given the gifts of transformation, of knowing that something new is happening. And as we enjoy the hesitation for just a moment, the blessing can pour over us like an elixir that allows us to have new connections, have new healings, have new revealings of truth through our conscious awareness of the divine presence in all that is. So we give thanks in this moment, grateful for this time, space, and the place, for the energy and the truckloads of good that are on their way to each one of us right here and right now. It can be no other way. So we give thanks, grateful for the opportunity to come together in love, peace, and in harmony. As we let go and we let God be God in our lives, we release this word directly into that living, loving law. There's something magnificent and miraculous is happening for each and every one of us, regardless of what the appearance may look like. We know everything is a miracle. So we let go, we let God, and we give thanks as we affirm this together by saying, and so it is. Well, again, thank you for joining us this morning. It's time for us to bless our time together with an offering. So I invite you to find your donate button or however you choose to give. And I just want to thank everyone who continues to give in such an abundant way to our center that allows these services to continue to serve those who may be challenged by this experience. I know that there's a lot of people who have challenged getting on computers and getting Zoom machine to work properly, but we want to thank you for continuing in supporting us as we support you with love. So let's just take our offering or our gift or the symbol of it in our hand and put it on our heart. And let's recite this offertory idea about sharing together, which says, realizing I am eternally prosperous, I share with joy. Once again, realizing I am eternally prosperous, I share with joy. Well, let's say a prayer for that offering this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in the world. And our return in a way that is identifiable and blesses each one of our lives. How good it is to know that we are prospered by the power within us. And so it is. Amen.